Sorry. अबे एक बार वो शेयरिंग के लिए बोल दो यार उन्हें, वो शेयर कर देंगे सब कुछ।
Deepak, I think we are live.
यार पीआर टीम पे एक बार बोल दो, पता नहीं क्या कर रहे हैं ये बंदे। हम लाइव हैं। Hello guys, we are going to start within 5 to 10 minutes, so just wait for some time.
Let everyone should join first.
Hello everyone who all are coming. Just wait for 5 to 10 minutes so everyone can join. Then we will start. Hello Madad.
Guys, waiting for you. Join fast.
Shall we start now?
I think we should wait for some time more. Then we should start.
Welcome, Mudit. Welcome, everyone.
It's 6:04. Let's wait till 6:08. Meanwhile, who all are joining, you can ask your friends to join. Hello, Anshan Raj. Yeah, we'll be learning about C++ basics.
Hello, Anshu.
C++ कर लो यार, C++
Yes,
से
you
सब
will
हो जाएगा
upload.
भाई. Yeah, it will be
Yes, you will
uploaded
upload
on
this
this.
video later. You will get this video on this channel later.
So about to start. We are going to start in 4 minutes. Hello, Sahil. Hello, Ayush.
अपने सारे दोस्तों को बता दो सेशन के बारे में. बहुत ही अच्छा सेशन होने वाला है ये. मतलब तुम्हारे लिए भी बेसिक्स के बारे में सब बताएंगे. C++ and many more things coming. प्राइजेस प्राइजेस ये तो है तो सही, लेकिन
प्राइजेस सरप्राइज
सस्पेंस
है,
है.
प्राइजेस के लिए थोड़ा सा सस्पेंस रखा जाएगा।
प्राइजेस हैं इतना बता सकते हैं, लेकिन वो भी तुम्हारे लिए सरप्राइज है. पहले सेशन को देखो,
बाकी
उससे
एक चीज
सीखो.
है जो सबको ही मिलेगी, उसके लिए आपको एक फॉर्म भरना पड़ेगा, वो हम डाल देंगे अभी थोड़ी देर में। और प्राइजेस हैं, वो सरप्राइज है, वो बता देंगे थोड़ी देर में आपको क्या है।
एंड में हम एक कहूट क्विज कराएंगे, उनके विनर्स को प्राइजेस डिस्ट्रीब्यूट करे जाएंगे. कहूट क्विज बहुत ही बेसिक कॉन्सेप्ट पे होगा, जो कि आज हम यहाँ ही पढ़ाने वाले हैं. तो कोई डरने
अगर
वाली
आप
बात नहीं
क्लास
उसके लिए.
में रहोगे at till the end, you will be able to answer all those questions easily.
अंश काफी इंटरेक्टिव है, लगातार कमेंट्स कर रहा है, अच्छी बात है। वो लोग भी करो कमेंट्स। स्टार्ट करने वाले हैं हम 1 मिनट बाद बस। तो ध्रुव का आया है, डाउट्स पूछ सकते हैं, बिल्कुल पूछ सकते हैं, पर अभी नहीं, थोड़ी देर बाद। अभी ये सेशन यूट्यूब पे है, यहाँ पे आप बाद में पूछ लेना। अभी तो पहले हम लोग थोड़ा सा पढ़ाएंगे, उसके बाद आप देख लेना। अगर आपके तब भी डाउट्स रह जाए तो हम पूरा इसका प्रोसीजर बताएंगे आपको, कैसे क्या करना है। जस्ट वॉच टिल एंड। ऋषभ यादव कह
यार
रहे
ऋषभ
हैं,
यादव, इट इज़ ओनली फॉर द बिगनर्स. मतलब जिनको कोडिंग के लिए कुछ नहीं पता, उनके लिए भी है ये सेशन.
और
तो
उनके लिए भी है
कोई
जिनको पता है पर उनका थोड़ा सा बेसिक्स हिले हुए हैं, या मतलब कॉन्फिडेंस नहीं है। यू कैन गेन कॉन्फिडेंस फ्रॉम हियर। और
आई थिंक वी शुड स्टार्ट नाउ.
यस यस, तो रोहन, आई थिंक वी शुड स्टार्ट।
Uh, we have waited a lot. Now I think everyone has come. We should start now. So, hello everyone. Good evening. A very welcome to TechWeek 2022 presented by IEEE DTU. Let me give you a brief introduction about IEEE DTU. What IEEE DTU is? IEEE DTU is the largest and oldest society of DTU. Along with the benefits that IEEE members usually get, I would also like to tell you that the help, guidance, and mentorship you will get from the seniors of the society cannot be defined in words. Your seniors will always be there for you, unlike other societies. It's a rare thing. It's a rare thing. Being the larger society, you will get to see people talented in various fields. Let it be software, hardware, designing, management, corporate, and so on, and many more things. But you all must have a question right now in your mind that what TechWeek actually is. What is TechWeek? समझ में आ गया क्या होता है IEEE DTU क्या है TechWeek क्या है TechWeek is the annual workshop galore organized by IEEE DTU, which offers budding engineers a chance to explore, besides the rudimentary information offered all around, various new and upcoming technologies. The workshops are organized to provide insights into various fields of learning, introducing new technologies of today with the intent to stimulate them in them. By starting from scratch to providing you with foundation toward the end of it. TechWeek's truly knowledge fair for all those students who have a craving in them to learn something with workshops ranging from web development to machine learning and robotics to 3D animation. We are certain that everyone will find their pick among the 10 workshops carefully curated for them and will leave with no qualms after interacting with immensely hardworking and skillful mentors here. And so, guys, get ready and buckle up yourself for this amazing session with full of fun and knowledge. So, basically, we are five mentors here who will be teaching you today. I am Rohan Kumar, BTech Mechanical Engineering second year student. I am a mentor at IEEE DTU.
Hello everyone, hope you all are doing well. So here I am Deepak from second year BTech Electrical Engineering, and I am here mentor at IEEE DTU, member of GDSC and PR executive at IEEE DTU.
Hello, hope you all are doing well. I am Nikhil Bala, second year BTech student at Electrical Engineering, and I will be your IEEE mentor in basic programming. Thank you.
Hello, guys. Hope you are doing so well. Myself, Ashu Gupta, currently studying in second year, branch mechanical engineering, and I am your mentor at IEEE DTU for this basic programming.
So, hello everyone, I am Sanat Kumar, second year BTech Electrical Engineering student, and I am mentor at IEEE DTU, and I will be with you during your basic programming journey. So, let's get started.
So, guys, at the end of this session, there is a very interesting game for you all, which is Kahoot. Kahoot is a type of KBC event of programming, in which you will have to answer 10 questions, which will be based on the topics which you will learn today. If you will stay in the class till the end, you will be answered to all those 10 questions, and you will also get some prizes after the class. And uh, if you will stay till the end, you all will get certificates also. So now next, Mr. Asu Gupta, your next mentor will be teaching you, and he will tell you that why to do programming. हम तो कर तो रहे हैं पर हम इसे क्यों कर रहे हैं.
Okay. Thank
So
you.
Ashu,
Yeah. So now we come to programming. So before starting the session, I will give an example related to programming to understand you what basically programming is. You and I feel, think, and live inside bodies that end with the skins at our fingertips. So we can't feel what another person is feeling or know what another person is thinking. But to get along and work together, we invented language to bridge this barrier. I say something to you, you figure out what I said, and my thoughts end up in your hand so we can both laugh at the same joke or work on the same task. Well, computer lives and thinks in vessel too. So we need a way to tell them what we want so we can work together and get stuff done. Programming language is how we can talk to computers. It's a lot like English, but it a kind of quickie too. Unlike people, machine cannot guess our intent. We have to do super meticulous and describe what we want in every little detail. Uh, if I will give you a definition of programming in simple words, so what basically programming is? A programming language is a vocabulary and set of grammatical rules for instructing a computer or computing device to perform a specific task. Like, like if I want to do some arithmetic calculation, then we can do this by the help of calculator, and calculator is also part of programming. So programming play a very important role in our modern life because the tasks which cannot be do manually, we can do this by the help of computers. So computer programming is important today because so much of our world is automated. Human need to be able to control the interaction between the people and the machines. Programming language are responsible for all the program that have been made. Like in our daily life, we uses many of the apps like Amazon, Flipkart, Uber. So all the apps basically are programmed by the help of any programming language. So programming language is very important in our today's life. And if anyone who want to mastering the programming language, then he or she first understanding how all the digital technology originates. And by the help of programming, we are able to creating the intelligent machines. And in the next slide, I will tell you why we choose मतलब which programming language uh, is best. So तो होता क्या है ना, मतलब कि बहुत सारे बच्चे अभी इस सेशन में क्या कहते हैं, मतलब जिनको कोडिंग के बारे में कुछ नहीं पता होगा, और बहुत सारे लोग ऐसे भी होंगे जिनको कोडिंग के बारे में बहुत सारा पता भी होगा। तो जब मैं भी अपने फर्स्ट ईयर में आया था, तो मुझे भी मतलब नहीं पता था कि मुझे कौन सी लैंग्वेज मतलब कौन सी लैंग्वेज स्टार्ट करना चाहिए और कौन सी लैंग्वेज से मतलब इससे हम क्या करेंगे, इससे हम क्या नहीं करेंगे। तो इन दिस स्लाइड बेसिकली आई कवर्ड ऑल द डाउट्स व्हिच यू हैव. So while there may be a strategy to choosing programming is hard no matter what you think. Even with Python, it will be frustrating to get started and moreover become really good at it. पता क्या होगा, शुरुआत में जब तुम प्रोग्रामिंग करोगे और जब तुम लॉजिकल वगैरह को बिल्डअप नहीं कर पाओगे तो क्या होगा कि तो तुम सोचोगे कि कोडिंग कोडिंग छोड़ देते हैं और हम कुछ और कर लेते हैं। बट धीरे मतलब अगर तुम कंसिस्टेंट रहोगे, अगर तुम मान लो रोज अगर प्रोग्रामिंग करोगे, रोज अगर कोडिंग वगैरह करोगे, तो उससे क्या होगा कि तुम्हारी लॉजिकल बिल्डिंग वाली जो मतलब थिंकिंग है, वो तुम्हारी एबिलिटी वो तुम्हारी डेवलप हो जाएगी और तुम धीरे धीरे करके कोडिंग एज अ प्रो भी बन सकते हो। So, however, this affinity for taking on the challenge to learn a skill that other may not have the patience for is so what inherently make coder so unique. We have many programming language to pick like Python, C, C++, Ruby, JavaScript, etc. So if you are looking for something easy, then you should go with Python. If you want a solid foundation to make you a master developer, then you should go with a C or C++. If you are looking for a job and want to make mobile app, then you should preferably go with Java. And if you want to try front end development, then you should go with JavaScript. And if you are programming for your startup website, then you should go with Ruby. Like many of the students having their startup idea and want to make any startup website, then he or she preferably go with the Ruby language. And and in this slide basically I will telling in the next slide basically I will telling you what are the advantages and why we choosing C++ as a programming language in this session. So we have many reasons to learn C++ as a programming language. I will tell you one by one all of the reason. First reason is C++ popularity and high salary. C++ is one of the most popular language in the world and it is used by some 4.4 million developer worldwide. C++ has a standard template library. इसकी जो short form है वो होती है STL. तो standard template library that is very useful as it help in writing code compactly and quickly as required. It contains mainly four components. First one is algorithm, second one is container, third one is function, and fourth one is iterators. C++ has a large community. It means there is a large online community of C++ users and experts that is particularly helpful in case of any support is required. Like C++ की जो community है वो बहुत बड़ी है और अगर मान लो तुम प्रोग्रामिंग कर रहे हो और प्रोग्रामिंग करते करते अगर तुम्हें कोई भी एक डाउट या फिर कोई तुम्हारा जो कंपाइलर है अगर वो तुम्हें एक डाउट कोई एक एरर वगैरह थ्रो कर रहा है, तो बेसिकली उससे हो मतलब और अगर तुम मतलब और अगर मतलब तुम मतलब उसमें एक तरीके से उस प्रॉब्लम में स्टक हो गए और तुम्हें उसका एरर मिला ही जा रहा है, तो तुम गूगल पे जा सकते हो और बहुत सारी साइट है जैसे स्टैक ओवरफ्लो है ना, w3school.com और भी बहुत सारी साइट है जहां पर तुम्हें इसका आंसर मिल जाएगा. And many of the database that are written in C++ are used in almost all of the applications such as YouTube, WordPress, Twitter, Facebook, etc. And in this session, we totally focus on C++ as a programming language, and we will tell you each and every aspect from basic to advanced level, which is related to C++ as programming. And in the next slide, basically, I will tell you about C++ character sets. तो बिफोर टेलिंग अबाउट दिस स्लाइड, जैसे कि होता है ना कि हम बचपन में पहले हम अगर हमें इंग्लिश सीखनी होती है तो इंग्लिश सीखने के लिए सबसे पहले हम अल्फाबेट सीखते हैं, अल्फाबेट से फिर हम वर्ड्स बनाते हैं और वर्ड्स से हम क्या बनाते हैं, सेंटेंस बनाते हैं। तो सेम सेम चीज हम करते हैं प्रोग्रामिंग के अंदर। प्रोग्रामिंग भी एक तरीके से इंग्लिश लैंग्वेज की तरह ही है। अगर हम देखें तो सबसे पहले हम स्टार्ट करते हैं सी प्लस प्लस कैरेक्टर सेट से। तो व्हाट इज सी प्लस प्लस कैरेक्टर सेट? इट इज बेसिकली द कॉम्बिनेशन ऑफ अल्फाबेट्स और कैरेक्टर्स, स्पेशल सिंबल्स, डिजिट्स एंड white spaces that are similar as the learning English is to initially learn the alphabet, then learn how to combine the alphabets and to create words, which in turn are joined to make sentences, and sentences are joined to create the paragraphs. So more about a C++ program, we can say that it is basically an order of the characters arranged in a sequence. These characters come from the character set and play various role in many way in the C++ compiler. So before starting with the understanding of keywords, punctuators, operators, string, we have to understand first what is token in C++ programming language. तो टोकन क्या होता है ना? A token is the smallest or tiniest element of a C++ program that is meaningful to a compiler. Like we have many tokens like keywords, identifiers, literals, string, punctuators, operators, and we will tell you each and every token in a detailed manner. So in the next slide, I will telling you about the first token, which is keyword. तो कीवर्ड क्या होते हैं? सो बेसिकली कीवर्ड आर दोज reserved words that are defined by the compiler to perform the internal operations, which are written in lowercase. Keywords have some meaning which is defined by the compiler to accomplish a task in the code, and they cannot be used as a variable in programming. And मतलब क्या होता है कीवर्ड? बेसिकली क्या होते हैं ना, कीवर्ड मतलब वो वर्ड्स जिनकी मीनिंग जो होती है ना, मतलब सी प्लस प्लस प्रोग्रामिंग लैंग्वेज के अंदर बहुत सारे वर्ड क्या होते हैं, रिजर्व होते हैं। मतलब इनकी जो मीनिंग होती है वो पहले से डिफाइंड हो रखी होती है और इनको हम एज अ वेरिएबल की तरह ट्रीट नहीं कर सकते। और अगर हम इसको अगर वेरिएबल नेम अगर ले भी लेते हैं ना, तो जब हम इसको कंपाइल करेंगे, जब हमारा जो कंपाइलर है जब इसको कंपाइल करेगा, तो कंपाइल करते समय ये हमें एक एरर दे देगा। क्यों एरर देगा? क्योंकि क्योंकि अगर मतलब जो रिजर्व वर्ड है उसको हम एज अ वेरिएबल नेम यूज कर रहे हैं और उस वर्ड की जो मीनिंग है वो पहले से रिजर्व हो रखी है, हमारे कंपाइलर ने उसकी मीनिंग पहले से रिजर्व कर रखी है। और जब उसको हम एज अ वेरिएबल नेम यूज करेंगे तो क्या होगा, हम उसकी मीनिंग चेंज कर रहे होंगे। तो कंपाइलर है, जब उसको हम क्या करेंगे, कंपाइल करेंगे, तो जो सी प्लस कंपाइलर है वो हमें एक एरर थ्रो बैक करेगा। तो वी हैव 64 कीवर्ड्स लाइक फॉर, ब्रेक, कंटिन्यू, स्विच, इंट, फ्लोट, डबल, कैर, ट्राई, कैच। और इन सारे कीवर्ड्स का अपना अपना अलग अलग यूजेस है और अलग अलग इनकी मीनिंग है, और इन कीवर्ड्स को बेसिकली हम एज अ वेरिएबल नेम ट्रीट नहीं कर सकते। एंड इन द नेक्स्ट स्लाइड I will tell you about additional keywords in C++. There is an advantage, और ये advantage हमारा ये होगा कि C++ के अंदर we have 31 additional keywords other than C. Now in the next slide I will tell you about the identifiers. So what is basically identifiers? Like मानो कि ना कि हमें मतलब क्या करना है, अगर मैं मतलब आइडेंटिफायर समझाऊं मतलब एकदम इजी वे ऑफ अंडरस्टैंडिंग में, तो आइडेंटिफायर बेसिकली क्या होता है, वेरिएबल होता है एक तरीके से बस। लाइक अगर मैंने बोला तुमसे कि तुमसे मैंने बोला कि अगर तुम्हें किसी भी दो नंबर का सम करना है ना, मैनुअली अगर करना है, मैंने लेट कर लिया, लेट x इक्वल टू 10 एंड लेट y इक्वल टू 7 मान लिया, और मैंने तुमसे बोला कि तुम्हें इन दोनों का क्या करना है, सम करना है। तो तुम क्या करोगे, 10 प्लस 7 इक्वल टू क्या जाएगा, 17 आ जाएगा। ठीक है, तो अगर इसको हमें मैनुअली करने के बजाय अगर इसको हमें प्रोग्रामिंग में करना हो तो वो हम कैसे करेंगे? तो क्या होता है मतलब ना कि अगर हमें इसी चीज को अगर हमें अपने प्रोग्रामिंग में करना हो तो सबसे पहले हमें तीन चीज का हमें ध्यान देना होता है, डेटा टाइप्स, वेरिएबल और इसकी वैल्यू। ठीक है, तो अगर मुझे सेम प्रोग्राम को अगर मुझे अपने कंपाइलर में करना हो तो कैसे करेंगे? जैसे मैंने बोला, मैंने x की वैल्यू दी 10, तो जब मैं तो अगर मुझे यही चीज अगर मुझे अपने प्रोग्रामिंग लैंग्वेज में लिखनी है तो मैं लिखूंगा इंट x इक्वल टू 10। यहाँ पर जो इंट है वो क्या होगा, एक हमारा डेटा टाइप होगा। जो x है वो हमारा क्या, एक वेरिएबल है जिसको मैंने क्या करी है, एक वैल्यू साइन की है। कौन सी वैल्यू साइन की है? इसको मैंने 10 वैल्यू साइन की है। तो जब हम किसी भी मतलब जब हम कंपाइलर के अंदर एक ऐसी मेमोरी बनाएं और उस मेमोरी में जब हम कोई एक वैल्यू को क्या करते हैं, एलोकेट कर दें, तो उसको भी हम क्या बोलते हैं, वेरिएबल बोलते हैं। ठीक है, तो वी हैव सम रूल फॉर डिक्लेयरिंग एन आइडेंटिफायर, लेट अस अंडरस्टैंड सम रूल टू डिक्लेयर देम, अदरवाइज द कंपाइलर विल थ्रो एन एरर। रूल नंबर 1, इट कैन बी अ कॉम्बिनेशन ऑफ लेटर्स, डिजिट्स और अंडरस्कोर, नो स्पेशल कैरेक्टर सच एज हैश, डॉलर, exclamation, @ are allowed in identifier name. Rule number 2, the first character can be either letter or underscore. This means if we use digit as the first character in the name of an identifier, such as मैंने बोला कि अगर मैं वेरिएबल का नाम देना चाहता हूँ वन और num, तो क्या होगा, तो हमारा जो कंपाइलर है वो एक एरर थ्रोबैक करेगा. क्यों एरर थ्रोबैक करेगा? क्योंकि जो वेरिएबल का नाम है वो एक अर्थमेटिक नंबर से स्टार्ट हो रहा है और ये हमारा इनवैलिड होता है हमारा सी प्लस कंपाइलर के अंदर. तो the first character can be either letter or underscore. This means if we use digit as the first character in the name of an identifier such as one num, it will be not treated as a valid name. Thus an error will be thrown by the compiler. Rule number 3, these are case sensitive, which means num1 and num1 are the not same identifier. Like C++ पर जो हमारी वो क्या है, हमारी case sensitive language नहीं है. मतलब अगर मैं कोई भी अगर वेरिएबल लिखा है मैंने big big और उसी को अगर मैं स्मॉल में लिखता हूं तो दोनों जो वेरिएबल होंगे उनको अलग अलग माना जाएगा सी प्लस प्लस के अंदर. एंड रूल नंबर 4, अ कीवर्ड कैन नॉट बी यूज्ड एज एन आइडेंटिफायर. सी प्लस प्लस लाइब्रेरी हैज अ लिस्ट ऑफ कीवर्ड्स यूज्ड फॉर डिफरेंट पर्पसेस सच एज इफ, एल्स, लॉन्ग, int, float, goto, etc. And these variable cannot be used as an identifier name because there is a reserved meaning for this word defined in the C++ library. लाइक होता क्या है कि हमारे पास बहुत सारे कीवर्ड्स होते हैं और उन कीवर्ड्स को बेसिकली हम ऐसा वेरिएबल नेम यूज नहीं कर सकते. क्यों यूज नहीं कर सकते? क्योंकि उनकी जो मीनिंग होती है वो पहले से ही कंपाइलर के अंदर प्री डिफाइंड हो रखी होती है और अगर उनको हम ऐसा वेरिएबल नेम डिक्लेयर करते हैं तो इसका मतलब हम उसकी मीनिंग क्या कर रहे होते हैं, चेंज कर रहे होते हैं. और जब हम उसको कंपाइल करेंगे तो जो हमारा कंपाइलर है वो हमें एक एरर थ्रोबैक करेगा. नाउ नेक्स्ट स्लाइड. इन द नेक्स्ट स्लाइड आई विल टेल यू अबाउट द आई विल टेल यू अबाउट द कॉन्स्टेंट्स. तो व्हाट बेसिकली कांस्टेंट इज तो कांस्टेंट बेसिकली क्या होते हैं ना, एक मिनट. तो नाउ वी कम टू द लिटरल्स. तो व्हाट बेसिकली लिटरल इज, लिटरल बेसिकली आर आल्सो नोन एज द कांस्टेंट्स. Literals basically behave like as a normal variables, but the only difference is their value cannot be modified by the program once they are defined. Like अगर मतलब मैंने बोला 1 2 3, तो इनकी जो वैल्यू है वो पहले से क्या हो रखी होती है, प्री डिफाइंड हो रखी होती है. मतलब ये इनकी वैल्यू अगर इनको हमने एक बार असाइन कर दिया तो इनकी हम वैल्यू बाद में चेंज नहीं कर सकते. तो it means constant refer to a fixed value and constant may belong to any of the data types. We have 5 types of constant. First one is integer constants. Second one is real or floating point constant. Third one is octal and hexadecimal constant. Fourth one is character constant, and fifth one is string constant. So all the integers like 1, 2, 3, -1, -2, -3 are come under the integer constant. Second one is real or floating point constant. All the decimal number like 2.3, 4.4, 5.6, 6.9, they all are behaving as a decimal number, so they come under the real or floating point constant. Now we come to octal and hexadecimal constant. All the octal number like तुम्हें पता ही होगा कि 3 तरह के नंबर होते हैं हमारे पास, डेसिमल नंबर, ऑक्टल और हेक्साडेसिमल. डेसिमल क्या होते हैं? डेसिमल नंबर हमारे वो नंबर जिसका बेस हमारा 10 होता है. ऑक्टल क्या होते हैं? जिसका बेस हमारा 8 होता है. और हेक्साडेसिमल हमारे कौन से होते हैं? जिसका बेस हमारा 16 होता है. तो जिसका बेस 8 होता है और जिसका बेस 16 होता है वो हमारे अंदर आते हैं ऑक्टल एंड हेक्साडेसिमल कांस्टेंट के अंदर. एंड फोर्थ वन इज कैरेक्टर कांस्टेंट. कैरेक्टर मतलब any alphabetical letter character like small a, capital A, small z, small b, they be treated as a character constants. And fifth one is a string constant. String constant basically any word like here geeks, 4 geeks, basically it is a combination of words, so it is treated as a string. In the next slide I will tell you about the special symbols. In the C++ we have many symbols and they use for some special purpose. So now we starting with the first bracket. तो ब्रैकेट का हम यूज कब करेंगे? लाइक अगर हमें कोई भी एरे बनाना हो. अब एरे तुम्हें पता नहीं होगा एरे क्या होता है ना. अगर हम इस सेशन के अंदर तुम्हें पूरा बेसिक्स लेके एडवांस सिखाएंगे और जो एरे वगैरह क्या होता है अगर तुम्हें वो डिटेल में जानना है तो यू कैन ज्वाइन IEEE. और हम IEEE के अंदर तुम्हें एसआईजी वगैरह दिया करेंगे और उसमें तुम्हें हम बेसिक्स लेके एडवांस सिखाएंगे पूरा. तो अगर मैं तुम्हें बताऊं भी थोड़ा सा मतलब ब्रैकेट क्या होता है. बेसिकली ब्रैकेट का यूज हम कब करते हैं? तो अगर हमें एरे एलिमेंट वगैरह बनाना है तो वहां पर हम स्क्वायर ब्रैकेट का यूज करते हैं. लाइक हियर लिखा भी हुआ है, ओपनिंग एंड क्लोजिंग ब्रैकेट्स आर यूज्ड एज अ एरे एलिमेंट रेफरेंस. दीज इंडिकेट सिंगल एंड मल्टी डायमेंशनल सबस्क्रिप्ट. सेकंड वन इज पैरेंथेसिस. These special symbols are used to indicate function call and function parameter. Like अगर हमें कोई भी मतलब किसी भी फंक्शन को कॉल करना है तो वहां पे हम क्या यूज करेंगे, पैरेंथेसिस यूज करते हैं. थर्ड वन इज ब्रेसेस. These opening and ending curly braces mark the start and the end of a block of a code containing more than one executable statement. Like if we have more than one statement and we want to execute more than one statement, then we use the braces. Fourth one is comma. Comma क्या होता है, like we have more than one statement and we want to execute all the statement which we have, then we have to separate all the statement by the help of comma. Fifth one is colon. It is an operator that essentially invokes something called an initialization list. And sixth one is semicolon. Semicolon is very important because if you forget to put a semicolon at the end of a statement, then that statement cannot be executed. सेवंथ वन इज एस्टेरिक. एंड एस्टेरिक हम कब यूज करेंगे, जब हम कोई भी पॉइंटर एलिमेंट को बनाना होगा, उस टाइम हम क्या यूज करेंगे, एस्टेरिक यूज करेंगे. एट वन इज असाइनमेंट ऑपरेटर. इट इज यूज टू असाइन वैल्यू. मतलब अगर मेरे पास कोई भी वेरिएबल है, मैंने तो बताया पीछे अभी भी कि अगर मैंने बोला a इक्वल टू 4, तो a इक्वल टू 4 से क्या हो रहा है, a यहाँ पे हमारा वेरिएबल है, 4 हमारा नंबर है, तो 4 को मैं असाइन कर रहा हूँ किसको, a वेरिएबल के अंदर, और असाइन कर रहा हूँ किसकी हेल्प से, असाइनमेंट ऑपरेटर की हेल्प से, जो हमारा क्या इक्वल टू है. एंड नाइन्थ वन इज अ प्री प्रोसेसर. प्री प्रोसेसर जिसको हम हैश भी बोलते हैं. द प्री प्रोसेसर इज अ मैक्रो प्रोसेसर दैट इज यूज्ड ऑटोमेटिकली बाय द कंपाइलर टू ट्रांसफॉर्म योर प्रोग्राम बिफोर एक्चुअल कंपाइलेशन. लाइक हमें अपने C++ प्रोग्रामिंग में पहले से ही बहुत सारी लाइब्रेरी को क्या बोलते हैं इसको, कि मतलब पहले से ही इनको स्टोर करना होता है, और वो उसको हम स्टोर कर पाते हैं बाय द हेल्प ऑफ हैश ऑपरेटर, जो हमारा क्या है, प्री प्रोसेस ऑपरेटर है. एंड इन द नेक्स्ट स्लाइड आई विल टेल यू अबाउट सम ऑपरेटर्स. So what basically operators is? Operators are symbols that trigger an action when applied to C++ variables and other objects. The data items on which operator act upon are called operands. Depending on the number of operands that an operator can act upon, operators can be classified as follows. We have basically two types of operator. First one is unary operators. Second one is binary operator. So what basically unary operator is? Those operators that require only a single operand to act upon are known as a unary operators. For example, increment and decrement operator. We have basically increment and decrement operator. इंक्रीमेंट ऑपरेटर काम क्या होता है कि अगर हमें अपने किसी वैल्यू को अगर हमें एक से बढ़ाना हो तो उसमें बोलते हैं इंक्रीमेंट ऑपरेटर, और अगर हमें किसी भी वैल्यू को अगर हमें एक से घटाना हो उसको हम क्या बोलते हैं, डिक्रीमेंट ऑपरेटर. जैसे मैंने बोला कि मेरे पास a इक्वल टू 1 है ना, और मैंने नीचे लिख दिया a प्लस प्लस, तो इसका मतलब क्या होगा, इसका मतलब है कि मुझे a की वैल्यू को एक से बढ़ाना है, तो इनको हम इसलिए बोलते हैं यूनिरी ऑपरेटर. और डिक्रीमेंट ऑपरेटर का मतलब काम क्या है, एक से घटा देना. मतलब मैंने बोला a इक्वल टू 4, मैंने बोला a माइनस माइनस, इसका मतलब क्या है कि वो जो a की वैल्यू क्या कर देगा, एक से कम कर देगा. तो मतलब अगर हम इसको प्रिंट करवाएंगे तो हमें क्या मिलेगा, 3 मिलेगा. सेकंड वन इज बाइनरी ऑपरेटर्स. बाइनरी ऑपरेटर्स क्या होते हैं बेसिकली, मतलब वो ऑपरेटर्स जिसको ऑपरेट करने के लिए हमारे पास दो ऑपरेंड्स हो. लाइक वी हैव अरिथमेटिक ऑपरेटर, रिलेशन ऑपरेटर, लॉजिकल ऑपरेटर, असाइनमेंट ऑपरेटर, कंडीशन ऑपरेटर एंड बिटवाइज ऑपरेटर. तो अरिथमेटिक ऑपरेटर, लाइक इफ यू वांट टू डू एनी अरिथमेटिक कैलकुलेशन, देन वी यूज अरिथमेटिक ऑपरेटर्स लाइक एडिशन, सब्ट्रैक्शन, मॉडुलस and multiplication. And if we want to find the remainder, then we use arithmetic operator. Now we come to relation operator. What is relation operator? Like less than equal to, greater than equal to, not equal to, they all are come under the relation operators. Fifth one, logical operators. Like we have and, or, they come under the logical operators. Assignment operator basically are those operators by the help of which we are able to assign any value to any variable. Seventh one is conditional operators. Like we have if else. Like if we have more than one statement and we have condition that we have more than one condition, then we use conditional operators. And eighth one is a bitwise operator, and also we have a ternary operators. Okay, so from the next slide, my friend Deepak will continue. Thank you.
हेलो गाइस. सो अब काफ़ी थ्योरी हो चुकी है, सो लेट्स स्टार्ट विथ सम कोड, राइट? So here we are going to print our first code in which we are printing hello world. So first let's explain the code. What the code is there. So in the first line you can see there we are using hashtag include and then iostream.h. What is iostream.h? Anyone have idea about that? Uh, okay. So iostream.h is basically a header file. Why we use header file? Header file is necessary to use if you want to take any input from the user or want to print any output to the screen. So you have to use iostream.h file, right? It contains all the function which we are going to use in our program in code. In the second line, it is mentioned using namespace std. Now, what is namespace? Namespace is used to which type of input or output you are going to use, right? So we use namespace for type of input or output we are going to use in the code. In the next line, there is int. What is int? Int is basically the program we are going to return after the completion of our code. What type of return we are going to give? That is the return type is called basically int. And then the next one is our main. What is main? Main is basically when we come to the block main, every command, every code which are going to execute it is under comes under main, right? And there is curly braces. So the uh, curly braces is a kind of block. Whenever we write some code, so we put them in a block so that they can execute it in the same block, right? And in the next line, here is the C out. We will also do some practical here. So just wait for some time, right? So what is cout? Cout is basically console out. We use cout to print something on the screen, and whatever we are going to print, we put those statements in double quotes. Right? You can see here, we written the hello world in double quotes, right? And then after that we use endl. What is why we use endl? Anyone have idea about that? Why we use endl? You can write in comment section also. Yeah, we use handle to enter in the new line. Like you written something, you are printing something on the screen to the user, right? And you write something, but and the next when you want to enter in the new line, so use we use handle in the code. In C++, we use handle to enter in the new line. In the next line, and there is a semicolon. If anyone is here who have idea about semicolon, why we use semicolon? I guess so many programmers are here, so I guess someone can answer about that. Why we use semicolon? Oh, right. So let's complete with it. So we use semicolon to just terminate our statement. Whenever we terminating our statement, so we use their semicolon, right? And after that, let's show me some practical. Just wait a minute. Just wait a minute, guys. Oh, so is it visible to everyone?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, so now write some code here. Now I will show you that how it's going to be useful. Right, we written hello world, right? Now in the second line, we again written hello world 2, right? Now you will see some, let's run our code and then see the output. So you can see here in the first line, I written hello world. So it's printed hello world is here, right? And in the second line, I write hello world 2, but it is printing hello world 2 in the same line. So to enter in the new line, as we earlier discussed, we use our handle. Now let's run our program and then see the output. Yeah, so you can see here that when we use handle, the first line executed first, then it by using handle we enter in the new line, and then it printed here hello world 2, right? So I guess you understand something that. And let's move to the another one. As we discussed, we use semicolon to terminate our statement. Let's suppose I forget to use semicolon and I use colon. Now run the program and let's see the output. Yeah, so you can see here that it's showing that compilation error. Basically, we here terminated the statement, but we didn't use semicolon, so it's showing me error. So it's important to use the code semicolon everywhere when you are going to terminate your statement, right? So now moving to the next slide. Let's see here. Let me share some codes also there. Just a minute. So as Ashish has told you about variable type, what a type of variable. So let's come to that portion. As you studied about variable definition of variable, what are variable? Here I am defining a variable. Type of variable is integer. Int is basically the integer form where we use integer. So for integer we use in C++ int. Now I am assigning its name. First we use variable type. Which variable type we are going to use? So that is our integer type. So for that we use int, and after that we are defining its name. So we are giving it name a, and we are initializing it with the value of 10, right? So now let's see the output. As we assign a value of 10 to a, so let's run our code. It's a really basic. It will help you in the Kahoot queues. So be connected with us, right? So you can see here as we printed C out, as we discussed, C out is used to print something on the screen to user. We print C out A. What is A? A has a value of 10. So it's showing me the value of 10, right? Now move to the another condition. Let's suppose after studying this portion, we are coming to the conditional statement. Conditional statements are basically used to take some decision there, right? Let me show you with some example. If a is greater than 10, we are going to print a is greater. Make a habit of using handle everywhere, right? So it will help you. So in the first line, you can see here, I am giving a condition. If a has value of greater than 10, in the bracket, we are giving a condition. If a has a value of 10, we are going to print, like you can see here, there is a curly bracket we are using, and we are going to print a is greater than 10. But the condition is if a is greater than 10, then we are going to print a is greater than 10, else otherwise we skip this portion and come to the next part. Otherwise we are going to print a has a value of 10, as we know that a we assign the value of 10 to a. So we if this portion is not correct, then we skip this portion and come to the else part, and then we are going to print our a has a value of 10. Let's run the code and see the output. As we know, the output is our a has a value of 10, because we know that a is not greater than 10, a is equals to 10, right? So let's run our code and see the output. So you can see here, you know, it is showing 10, but we added here a has a value of 10. Can anyone answer why 10 is here? You can write in chat box. I'm not getting any answer from your side. Nobody can answer. Okay, so move to the next part. Okay, so it's showing 10 because it has a reason. Because earlier you see, we ordered that C out a value of a, right? So as we earlier written C out a, the value of a, so it's showing the value of a 10. If we use here endl, so it will be better. Just, yeah. Now run the program. As we used endl, so it will enter in the second line, and then it will print a has a value of 10. So yeah, then you can see here, it first printed 10, C out a is 10, value of a, and then we come to the if part. Then it check the condition, is it true or not? A is greater than 10, but no, so it escaped this portion, and then it's come to else part, where it is going to print a has a value of 10, and it printed here a has a value of 10, right? So let's see some other example. mm, yeah, okay. So let's come to the bool portion. As Ashu sir discussed with you that what's a bool. Bool is a data type, and I am giving it name as a greater, right? I'm naming it as a greater. Now I'm checking the condition. If a is greater than 10, if a is greater than 10, then we are going to print C out this is false, right? And we are giving a value to greater is equals to our false. This is true. Better to use endl everywhere whenever you are making a statement. So it's a good habit for programmer, right? So make it now assign the value greater is equals to 2, right? And now we are going to use see out greater. As we know, we use data type bool. Bool is a data type which give you output as true or false, right? It will either give you true. It has only two value. It contains only two value, true and false. So as we use bool data type, and we give this variable name as greater, right? So now let's see our code first. Then it will come to if part first, and it will check its condition is a is greater than 10 or not. So we know a has a value of 10 and it is not greater than 10, right? So it will skip this part, and it will come to the next part, else part, and then he will see here, it will check here, see out this is true, and then it will print this is true, and then this portion is correct, so it will execute this code, right? Because this condition was not true, So it skipped this portion and it did not execute any code of this portion, and it will move to the next portion and assign the value of true to greater portion. Greater is our variable, and in this portion it will assign the value of true to greater. And in the next line we are going to print greater. Greater has some value true, so let's see what will it will going to print. Anyone has idea what will be in the last line? Learn it here because it is the question in your quiz, Kahoot quiz, right? So let's run the code and see the output. Yeah, so you can see here in the first line it was C out A, so it shows the value of 10, right? As we initialize A with the value of 10, so it is printing here 10. In the next line it comes to the first portion, if block, if A is greater than 10 or not. So it is showing that, yeah, it is false statement, so it is skip this portion and it comes to the else portion, and then it check here C out, this is true, so it is printing here this is true. And then after it is assigning greater a value of true, right? And then we see out greater, but this is not true. We assign the value of true to greater, but it is printing 1. Anyone have idea? Let's see some.
So Deepak, you can taught them some theory.
Okay.
Okay,
uh, just wait a minute.
okay.
Yeah, yeah. Moving to the next slide. Yeah, so we discussed as the main function. Come to the main function. What is the main function? As we know, the main function is the entry point of every command, or every command which we are going to execute. Our compiler is going to execute any command we are going to return in the main function, right? And then after we are going to use C in C out. What is C in C out? C in is basically console in or console out. Whenever we are going to take input from the user, then we use C in. And when we are going to print something to user, then we use C out. It's quite basic, so you don't have to be panic here, right? And what is return? The return statement is used when we are going to end our program, right? Execution is successful, right? Compilation is fine, so then we are going to return our statement. Now moving to the next slide, we will see some topic there, right? So let's move on. Yeah. So as we use data type and variable, so let's come to that portion. What is variable? A variable provide us with named storage that our programs can manipulate. You didn't get it right. Let's as we used here, int a is equals to 10, right? So what is int? Int is our data type. What data type we are going to use, that is our int, right? And after that there is a variable name that I assign. Variable name was a, so then we use give some name to it, will be a b c xyz, whatever you want to use there. So then we give the name to variable, and then after using this operator we assign it a value of 10, right? And then we use semicolon to terminate our statement, right? And here are some data type you can see here. Int, what is int? Int is basically integer data type. And then our double, what is our double? Yeah, just wait a minute. Okay, so int is basically it stores only integers, and doubles are those decimal number which we are going to use in our program whenever we are going to use from the user side, or we are going to print our there. So we use double. And char is basically character type, whatever character we are going to use there. So we for that we use data type char, right? And in the next line we can see here there is a string. What is a string? It is quite normal, right? String, we use a string to store mixture of text, right? Whenever we are going to use some statement, we are going to take input as a statement, right? There are so many words or say so many characters are also involved there. Then we use string. And in the second, in the last one, bool. What is bool? As we earlier discussed, what is bool? Bool is, it stores only two value, true or false. But you can see there, we used bool there, but it was going to print our one or zero. Whenever we use bool, it, we use the true or false, but it will always give the value as one or zero, right? In the case of true, it will give you as one, and in the case of false, it will give you a value of zero. So let's moving to the next slide. uh, let's discuss some code there. Yeah, so as we earlier discussed conditional statement in our code, so let's code one more important point. Let me share that screen. Yeah, so as we discussed some theory there, so you can see here, we printed in the end C out greater, and we assigned greater as a value of true, but it was printing one. So as we discussed there, that bool consists only two value, as true or false. In case of true, it will going to print you one, and in case of false, it will going to print as zero, right? So we assign greater as a value of true. So in case of true, it will going to print you one, and in case of false, it will going to print our zero. So this was our successfully code. Now moving to the next slide. Let's see some there. Rohan, move to the next slide. Yeah, so guys, we all request you to fill up this workshop attendees form. Only then you are available, able to get some certificate from this side. Yeah, don't forget to fill attendance form to get the certificate. Yeah. Thank you, thank you. Just fill it. We are giving you 5 minutes. Just fill it up quickly, right? And from there, our Sanas sir will continue. So and stay connected with us because there is a Kahoot quiz, which are all bases, which are already covered in your. Yeah, all questions are from the session, right? So you don't have to panic there. Yeah, just okay. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Govind. Right. Okay. So Sanat, you can continue from here, right?
So, hello everyone. I hope everyone has filled the form right now or not. If you haven't filled the form, please fill the form. Otherwise, your participation certificate will not be released since we don't know that you have participated or not. So, please fill the form first. Then I am going to start my part. Mm, so, someone is saying form is no longer extracting response. So, Nikhil, please see that if form is extracting response or not. Sort out this query. Nikhil?
Yeah, I'll be
Just
looking at it.
wait a minute.
Yes, yes.
We are
We
sorting it out,
are,
right?
yes, we are just sorting it. And guys, the certificate is very important and integral part for engineer's life. So you should grab it from
Yeah.
wherever possible. You should get it. So just first of all, fill the form. Then I'm going to start, and it's going to be an interesting one for you, and for me too. Nikhil, share the link in chat.
Yeah, Sanat, I have already
Uh,
put it on the chat box.
okay, once again, please share it. So it is 7. We are going to start at 7:2 or 7:1. We are going to start at 7:1. I'm very eager to contact to have a conversation with you people. Now I think most of the people have filled the form. If yes, you can type yes or simply Y. Uh, Someone is saying it is not, still expecting responses. Uh, so please confirm it if the form is accepting responses or not. Yes, yes. Now
I
form is
guess it is
accepting response.
expecting responses, right?
Yes, yes.
Uh, Not
So
accepting
Rajat, you can
responses.
retry. It is now accepting responses. And remember the certificate. Dhruv is also saying not accepting. Dhruv, you can refresh the page for. Prince is not finding the link. So Nikhil, if you possible, please post a link in comment box too. It is saying
Yeah,
not
Prince, you
accepting.
can see the link is there only.
Most of people are saying not accepting right now even. Wait, boys, we are just working over it. So till then, I'm going to start, and in between, you can fill the form, or just tell me if it is accepting responses. In chat box. So now we are going to start the concept of loops. So till now you have studied what you have studied. You have studied about conditional statements and different this and that. So, but what does conditional statement tells? What do you think? The conditional statement provides you a condition that if you have to do certain thing or if you not have to do certain thing. But life is not just about choices. Life is also about working. That how you work. So loops is a concept which associates with our working, that how we want to work in our program. So we are going to study the loops in very detailed manner. Just yes, it is accepting now. So please boys, just first of all fill the form, everyone please. The certificate will be issued only in the condition when we have accepted that yes, you have attended our event, and we then just pass over your certificate. So participation certificate will be issued only when you will fill the form. So first of all, fill the form, please. And if it is accepting responses, and if you have filled the form, then enter Y, and we are going to start our journey. Can you give the link again? Mm,
Yeah, yeah,
Just
sure. Just
sure,
a
sure,
minute.
sure. We are just giving a link again and again. Yes, yes. Don't worry, we are just sending the link.
It is there. You can check
Oh
there.
yes. So Dhruv has filled the form. Dhruv is giving the input. Prashant has filled. Sinchan has filled. Very nice. So it's 7-4. Let's see who is fast enough. The top three are Dhruv, Sinchan, and Prashant in filling the form. So just I'm going to start. Till then, fill the form first. Oh yes, Bose has also filled. Rajat has filled. So now we are going to start loops. So just right now I have told you that loop is with our working. It is something which associates with the working in programming. So sometimes you have seen the condition that there is something repetitiveness in your work behavior. For example, you come to DTU from your home by using a particular train, a particular metro. So that metro is a kind of repetitive in nature, that you have to board in a metro. A simple metro is a repetitive in nature. Similar thing we can see that you all have studied circles. And what does a circle, what is the definition of a locus of circle? The locus of circle simply implies when a point move about a particular point at a fixed distance, then it is a circle. If we are changing the distance continuously, then it creates a family of circle and with the different radius. Similar is a kind of thing with the loops. Actually, we use loops in the condition where we are stuck in the repetitiveness of the code. For example, if I say that you have to print the roll number from 1 to the last roll number of your whole class, then you can say, okay, it's a bit of lagging work, but we can do it. But if I would say that you have to print the number of the whole candidates from 1 to the let's say n, and n is that number which is equal to the number of candidates registered in JAC, then you are just going to be frustrated and you are just going to leave the programming world. So for these kind of problems where we don't want to repeat a particular line for various times, but we want to generate our output, we use the concept of loops. So how does loop work? For it, I am going to tell you this flowchart diagram. You can see in the top right of my slide that first of all a code is coming to the condition. What is condition? A condition or a decision box. Condition is enclosed in a rhombus shaped box. A rhombus shaped box represents a decision box in flowchart. So if our decision is in our favor, means if our condition is true, then we are going to further execute the loop. So after further execution, what is going to happen? After further execution, we are moving to the conditional code, and conditional code is enclosed in rectangular bracket. Why rectangular bracket? Because in flowchart, every command or everything which we want to do calculation or anything else, we just enclose it in rectangular blocks. So after our conditional code has run, we again move back to the condition, our decision box, and we will move back up to decision box up till when our condition is true. So if you would see that till when our condition is true, we are just enclosed in a kind of a circle. This is why this concept is called loop. And whenever our condition is going to false, we are just moving out of the loop. Similar is with yourself when you travel with metro. Consider yourself as an element and consider metro as a loop. You board metro from your house, you travel up to DTU, then this is a kind of loop which run regularly. Its nature is to run. You are an element, you get updated, your position get updated, and then you leave the loop. So if you board a metro, then tell me something that at what places your ticket can be checked. It can be checked at the time of entry or it can be checked at the time of exit. Similar happen with loop, but in a different manner. In loop, either we can check a particular condition at the time of entry or at the time of exit. So in this way, we can divide loop in two criteria, entry control loop and exit control loop. Then entry control loop are further divided into two classes, for loop and while loop, while exit control loop is further divided into only one class, do while loop. We are going to study them in great detail and going to solve some examples over them in upcoming slides. So Rohan, please change the slide. So for loop. First of all, I am going to show you the flowchart diagram. You can see it in the right hand side. First of all, we are developing an initialization expression. You can see I have shown an example in initialization expression int I equal to 1. So int is an integer type of variable. What variable? I. So I have declared a I variable in memory of type integer, and I have initialized it a value of 1 in this particular case. So in this way, we can initialize the expression. So why are we initializing expression? If I am saying you that draw a family of circles, in that family of circle, if you won't change the radius, then it is not going to be a family of circle, it is going to be a simple circle. So the family of circle get developed by changing radius continuously. Similarly, a loop get executed repeatedly after changing the initialized expression. We are going to see this example up in upcoming slides, but first of all, see what is the use of initialization of expression. So first of all, what we are going to do in the rectangular box, because it is a command, it is a executionable command. So first of all, initialize an expression. Then coming to the rhombus shape box. What happen in rhombus shape box? It is a decision box. It will check the condition. If condition is true, it will take decision. If condition is false, it will take decision. So what decision it will take if condition is true? If condition is true, it will take decision that loop should run. And if loop is running, then we should be inside the for loop body. So this is shown in the rectangular box for loop body. And after running of the for loop body, we are moving to the next rectangular box in which update expression is written. Now we are going to update the expression. That is, we are going to change the radius of this circle from this to this. And now a bigger circle or a smaller circle can be drawn. So in this way, we are updating the expression. In the similar way, we change the radius in the case of family of circles. So this is similar to that. So after updating the expression, we are going to again check the condition for that expression. If condition is again true, then loop is going to run for another time. If condition is this time false, then loop is going to skip and we are moving out. So the example of test expression is, for example, I have written here I should be less than equal to 10. So what is this symbolizing? It is symbolizing that integer I which I have been declared should be, its value should be less than equal to 10. But a question will arise in your mind that if I have declared I equal to 1, then it is obviously less than 10. But as I have said that in loop we have to update the expression so that its termination could take place. So we have to update the expression, and you can see the example I plus plus. I plus plus simply implies that I am changing the value. I am increasing each time value of I by plus 1. Then what is the syntax of a for loop? So what does the syntax word mean? A syntax word simply mean the grammar of coding. When you write the English grammar, you can feel very times that without grammar you can do various mistakes. Similar is with coding. Without syntax, your code is senseless for a compiler. A compiler sends the code by watching that particular syntax. So what is the syntax for loop? For loop we use for, then we use bracket, simple bracket. Initialize the expression. For example, int I equal to 1. Integer of which of which kind integer, and initialize a value to it 1. Int I equal to 1. Then test the expression. How can we test the expression? We can test the expression as I should be less than equal to 10, or whatever value you want. It is just an example. So testing expression is like I just less than equal to 10. And in between two, that how can I separate, and then how can compiler understand that initialization of expression is different and test expression is different? So in between two, we use semicolons. After writing test expression condition, I am again using semicolon and update my expression. So after updating expression, I am going to close the bracket, and then I am going to open curly brackets. After opening curly brackets, I am going to write the statements. What kind of statements? The body of the for loop. What code I want to run from the for loop. After running that body, my for loop will execute. So it's a kind of bit of confusing. So we are going to see the example on the next slide. So Rohan, please change the slide. Rohan, please change the slide. You can see here the example. In main, iostream, hashtag include iostream, all of this stuff has been already told to you by Deepak sir. So I am going to just tell you about for loop. So for brackets int a variable a of type integer, and assigning a value of 10. I am assigning a value of 10 to it. This is simply example. You can assign any value, but in this case, I am assigning it 10. So int a equal to 10. So I am assigning a value 10 to a variable which is of type integer, and after that I am going to use semicolon and then pass the condition that a should be less than 20, not less than equal to, a should be less than 20, and then update my value a equal to a plus 1. Then after closing the bracket and opening curly brackets, I am writing cout value of a. Cout value of a, this is just a string, so cout value of a in double columns, and then a, because it is an integer and I have already defined it, and then endl means give the line break. So you can see the output side that value of a is 10, 11, 12. It is printed up to when? Up to 19. What happened after 19? The value of a just got updated to 20. And when we are passing toward the test condition command, the decision box will see that 20 is not less than 20, but 20 is actually equal to 20. So in that case, what happens that our loop is going to be terminated and we are going to skip that loop. So our loop will run up to when? Up to the time our test condition holds. So, and in for loop, we know the number of iterations. So we define a value. So we are moving to the next loop, while loop. While loop is similar to for loop, but difference in between two, or why we are using while loop in place of for loop, is in for loop we know the number of iterations. Means in for loop I know that the number of circles in a family of circle I want to draw. But in while loop I don't know that. I simply know that when the value of the radius of circles got updated and updated up to a particular value, after that it should not update, and the family should stop there. Similar kind of behavior happen with for and while loop. In for loop, we don't know the number of iterations that up to when our loop should run. In while loop, we don't know the number of iterations. We just simply know that okay, this is my test condition. If this test condition is running, then my loop should run. Whenever this test condition fails, my loop should stop. The basic of the both for loop and while loop is same. The test condition should actually fulfill. But in for loop we do know the number of iteration. In while loop we don't know the number of iteration. We simply know the test condition. So what is the syntax of while loop? While loop simply, so in while loop, since we don't know the number of iterations, so we first initialize the expression outside of its body. So initialize expressions. Simply write int I, I variable of type integer, and assign any value to which you want. So assign let in my case int I equal to 0. See, then int I equal to 0. Then moving further, while. Now inside while, use brackets, simple brackets, and then pass the test expression. That if this test expression is true, you should run. If this test expression is false, you should stop. Then moving further, apply curly braces, and in curly braces write your code. It is bit of confusing. Then we are moving to the next slide and see the particular exam in a proper manner. So one, first check the condition. If condition is checked, if condition is true, you can see arrow number 2. If condition is true, body of loop, body of while loop will be executed. Otherwise, statement after the loop will not be executed. So what is the main thing? That our condition should be true. If condition is true, body will be executed. If condition is not true, body will terminate it. And what is arrow number 3 showing? After executing it and then updating the expression, then you will see updating expression. You have defined the expression outside of the loop, but we have to update the expression inside of the loop's body, because we have to change the radius of family of circles. This is the major condition. This is the first condition, to change the radius regularly to develop a family of circle. Similarly, to change or to update the value of expression is the basic condition for running of loop. And second basic condition is its condition should be satisfied, otherwise it is not going to run. So first of all, first check condition. If body if condition is true, then body command will execute it. Otherwise, body command will get terminated. So moving to the next slide, and we are going to show you example. So you can see here example. Int a equal to 10. Simple first statement. What I am doing? I am initializing expression. I am initializing int a variable of integer kind, a value 10. Why I am initializing it outside of the loop? Because in while loop we initialize a variable outside of the body. Then I am passing a command a should be less than 20 in while loop simple brackets. This is my conditional, that a should be less than 20. Then I am going to run the main, I am going to type the main part in the curly braces, and I am writing in curly braces what I am writing: cout value of a and l. And l simply implies what? Line break or end the line. And then I am going to update the value by a equal to a plus 1. You can also write a equal to a plus 1 as a plus equal to 1. We are going to tell you these special tricks and much more about this in detail in our SIG. First of all, since we are doing our TechWeek, so focus on it right now. So a equal to a plus 1. We have updated the expression, and then we are closing while loop's body and return 0. So int a equal to 10, we have initialized and we are updating its value. So for the first time, its value is 10, then value of a is 10. This is printed. This is printed up to when? This is printed up to 19. As soon as we reach to 19, what happened? Our value of a get updated to 20. And again, 20 is not less than 20. 20 is equal to 20. And this time, what our decision box or what our conditional statement make the command, it makes that you are now false and you should skip the loop. You are no longer an integer which is useful for loop, so you can move out. But you have seen in the both the two examples or in both the two explanations that in both for loop and while loop, I have defined the variable or I have defined the test condition just at the beginning of loop. So these are entry control loop. That is why that at the time of my entry, if I am a character, that at the time of my entry, condition is going to check over myself. But sometime I want that my loop should run at least one, and that after running at least once, its condition should be checked. Means I want that at least one time my loop should run. Whatever, if test condition is failing and if test condition is passing, I don't want that. My loop should run at least once, and after running at least once, it should check the condition. So for that type of cases, we use do while loop. In do while loop, we say first do, then say while. Means first say do, means first execute our body, first execute our commands, and then use while, then check the test condition. So you can see the example in the bottom, that initialize expression. We have to initialize expression. In the upcoming two example, you have already seen how can we initialize expression. Also in do while loop, since while is used, it is not do for, it is do while, and nothing exists like do for. It is do while. So in do while loop, we first initialize expression, then pass do commands. Where should we pass do commands? Since it is a command to be executed, so it is passed in curly brackets. And then we write while, and then we in that we pass test condition, and then semicolon to mark the termination of the loop. So what happened in do while loop? Similar kind of behavior, that firstly it will run the loop, check the condition, update the expression, and so on. So moving to the next slide, I'm going to see you example. Then it is the example. First of all, int a equal to 10, a variable of type integer, assigning it to a value 10. Then it in this way I can initialize a expression. After initializing expression, I am running do. Do what? Do these things. What things? See out value of a and l. And l means line break or end the line. I am repeating it again and again because it could be useful. Then a equal to a plus 1. What I am doing? Updating my value. Is updating the value necessary? Yes, it is necessary. Then while a should be less than 20. What is this? This is the passing of test condition. I am passing test condition at the time of exit. That is why do while loop is exit control loop, and it will run at least once whether test condition fails or passes, and after running at least once, it is going to check even that. Why you may have a question that why do while loop run at least once? Because it is not checking condition at the time of running at first time, it is checking condition at the time of exiting the loop from the first time. Are you getting it? So now moving further, Rohan, please change the slide. So now we are going to discuss some advanced problems, and this is where we are going to interact more and more. So first of all, I am going to present my screen. So anyone please give me input that is my screen visible?
Yes, Anat, your screen is visible.
Okay. Then we are going to see a good code of Floyd's triangle. So do you know what is Floyd's triangle, or I should tell you about Floyd's triangle? Let's tell you first of all the Floyd triangle. What is a Floyd triangle? So I am going to run this code. You can see there would be something written here. What is it? It is showing error 0, warning 0. What does this implies? It implies that we have written a code in a good manner, and our compiler is saying that you have 0 error and 0 warning. Warning is the condition where compiler says that it could be a fatal problem in the future, so you should avoid doing this. So now it is asking that enter the number of rows. So I am saying that my row should be 6, and in this way a Floyd triangle is built. So what is a Floyd triangle? Floyd triangle is if a user give the input of n number of rows, then in Floyd triangle there would be n number of rows, and in each row what kind of pattern you are noticing? You are noticing here that in each row the number of elements are exactly equal to the row number. Means the column number or the number of columns in each row is exactly equal to the row number. For example, in first row 1 column, in second row 2 columns or 2 elements, in third row 3 columns or 3 elements, in fourth row 4 columns or 4 elements, in fifth row 5 columns or 5 elements, and in sixth row 6 columns or 6 elements are put. And what is happening with element? Each time element is started from 1, and its value is going updated by 1 plus 1. So first of all, it is 1, then 1 plus 1, 2, then 2 plus 1, 3, then 3 plus 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and it is going up to 20. So last variable doesn't know where it is going. It simply knows that we should have to update its value. So what should be the code? So first of all, we have to define an integer n. What is n? The number of rows which about whose input we are asking from the user. So we are saying user, we are displaying him, consoling him out. Console out means display on the screen. What display on the screen? Enter the number of rows. After taking and then we are taking the input. C in n. After taking the number of input, after taking number of rows input, then I am going to run my loop. Why I am going to run my loop? You can see here the repetitive nature. So in this kind of thing where we have to do we have to print some sort of pattern, or we have to do something in repetitive nature, regular repetitive nature, we use for loop. Sometimes you will see that you have to use a particular piece of code for many times, but it is not repetitive nor it is a pattern. In that particular case, you should use the concept of functions, and we are going to tell you in detail about the concept of functions in upcoming SIGs. Today we are on the TechWeek, so we should focus on it. So first of all, we should run the first loop for int I equal to 1, defining an integer, a variable I of type integer, and initializing it a value 1, and then I should be less than equal to n. Less than equal to, I have specified this condition. I specified I less than equal to. Why equal to? Because it is saying that I should be less than, and the loop should run when I value is equal to n, and then updating the expression I plus plus. But when the value update, but when the expression will update after running the body. So in body, what I am printing? I am running this loop for the number of rows. This loop is going to run for the number of rows, and in each row, the number of column was exactly equal to the row number. So this loop is going to run for the number of columns in each row. So in j equal to 1, a variable j of type integer, initializing it a value 1, and its value should be less than equal to I. So value of j should be always less than equal to I, and then j plus. And then I am saying that see out x. What I am saying? That you should see out x. What is x? I have defined an integer x equal to 1 earlier, and now I am in Floyd triangle. We have seen that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 were printed. So here you can see that I am updating C out x, and in that after that I am showing this. What is this? This is for the printing of space in between the characters, so that it should look good. So C out x, and then x plus plus. Why I am doing x plus plus? I am updating the value of x each time, and then C out and L. So for this, after running of this, a particular column will print out in row, and after that a row should be in between two rows there should be line break. So C out and L, and after that the particular value of I should get updated. Then I will get updated. That row number get updated, and then return 0. So in this way we run the loop. So now we are going to see the output of it. Fn F11. So you can see the output is going to come. Enter the number of rows. So what should I type right now? So I am going to type 5, and it is in this way a 5-row Floyd triangle is printed. I am going to zoom it. So here it is. So how many number of rows are there in it? 5. And each row, how many element, how many column are present? In each row, number of column is exactly equal to row number, and each element of a particular row is getting updated by +1. So in this way our Floyd triangle gets printed. Now moving to the another problem. It is going to be a good one. So it is a calculator demo. So first of all, I am showing you a demo of it, and then we are going to run it. We are going to use it. Then how can we do it? So it is showing what kind of thing it is showing. Okay, so we have to create, first of all, we are going to create a new file. So control, so I am going to print a new file. I am going to show you how can we do a particular thing. So if you think that if after doing this, your code will run, it is a misconception, because after just this, you have to save the code also. So what should I save it? I should save it that cal. Okay, and cal, its file is C++, so C++, and then save on the desktop. So and now it is checking errors. It is saying that 0 error, 0 warning, so code is running. So what it is showing? It is showing please tell what operation you want. So in our calculator, what kind of operations our calculator code? It shows plus, minus, multiplication, division, and factorial. So since factorial is a kind of catchy word, so we are going to first do factorial. So factorial. So after factorial, it is saying please give us a input for factorial. So let's say you most of have really past 12 right now. So most of you all know the value of 5 factorial. Value of 5 factorial is 120. So we are going to print it 5 factorial and it is 120. So how it is running? How it is doing such kind of things? Let's run it again and let's see what other operation we can do. We can do also multiplication. So let's do multiplication of 88. Oh, sorry. So first of all, it is saying what? Please add for add use plus. So it is asking for what type of operation you want, and 88 is nothing any operation from these plus minus. So it is showing just the termination of the program since it is out of the context. So for after running at the time of the running, we should be very careful that what command we are passing because it is all about the commands. So if I say that I want multiplication, it say, okay, please give us an input and 88 and 9, and it should show 792. 9 8 is 72, carry on 7, and 9 8 is 72 plus 7, 792. So answer is 792. This is also correct. So how we are developing such kind of code? For that, the main header file you should always include is hashtag include iostream. The other advisable header files are hashtag include vector and hashtag include algorithm. We will tell you that why it is advisable to include them about in upcoming SIG, but we are in the tech week, so focus on tech. So another thing is using namespace HTTP. It is also very nice thing to use it. If you would not use it, you have to write various things in front of every command. So it is advisable to use it in starting, and we are going to show you what we have to write if we are not using it in the upcoming SIG. So first of all, what we are getting at the screen, console out screen. Let's see out. Please tell what operation you want. So for add use plus, we have asked the user that what operation he wants, and then I am saying character x. I am defining a variable of type x of defining a variable x of type character. Then there must be a question in your mind that we are developing a calculator. We are playing with numbers. Then why we are taking input for a character? So you should remember that these plus, minus, multiplication, division, factorial, all these kind of signs come under the class of character. So we have to take input of them as a character. So I am asking input for x, that's C in x. After taking input, I am comparing the x. After taking input, I am comparing x with the value of plus. If this symbol looks like this, that I am saying machine that if this symbol look like this, so for defining a symbol, for defining a character, you should use single comma. So if x equal to, not if x equal to, x equal to. For equality checking, you should always write equal to. So if x equal to what? Plus, and plus should be enclosed in between two single commas because it is a character. Then cout, please give us input of two numbers. Means if you want addition, please give us two numbers for which we can do addition, and then cout a plus b. Similar for multiplication, division, etc. But for factorial, a different kind of calculation we do. What we do for calculate for factorial? We do for factorial that a factorial is defined as the multiplication of numbers up to that number, a continuous multiplication of integers from 1 to up to that number, and their product is a factorial of that number. So for that, we should have defined first the multiplicative identity, and here our multiplicative identity, which is going to update it again, is int k equal to 1. And after that, we have defined an integer int j. C in j. What is j? J is that input. J is that number whose factorial we want to calculate. Then int k equal to 1, defining a variable k of type integer and assigning it a value 1. But here, remember, I am not initializing expression. I am running for loop. Since I know the number of loops, number of iterations I want to run. So for int I equal to 1, this is the command for the for loop, and k equal to k into I each time. So what happens is k equal to 1 for the first time. So 1 into 1 is 1. Then I got updated to 2. So 1 into 2 for the next iteration, it will become 2. So let's say that user has given input of 4. So now our k is become 2. Now for the third iteration, it is k value is now 2 and I value is 3. So 2 into 3, 6. Then k value is updated to 6 and I value is updated to 4. So 6 into 4 for the final iteration, it becomes 4. And now I value become 4, which is equal to j. As soon as loop will try to run again, it will see that the value of I has been updated to 5. And since 5 is not less than or even equal to j, then it is going to terminate. And in this way, we can calculate the factorial of 4. And then we are going to see out console out k and NL. NL means give the break. So in this way, we are going to run this for the final time. I'm going to run this calculator. So now we are going to again calculate factorial of which number. Let's say we are going to calculate factorial of 9. It is coming like this. What is this? 3,62,880 or 362,880. This is the factorial of 9. If you want to remember it. Or if you want to develop your own calculator, you can come with us, join with us, and we are going to help you to develop such a kind of easy. You will feel that this is a very easy work and you are going to develop much more good work. So Ashu, so this is the what next. So till now, whatever you have studied, it is just a kind of scratch. We will teach these topics in detail from basics, from you considering that you are a beginner and up to that you become a really pro. Then we are going to teach you functions, arrays, searching in array, sorting of array, and many other concepts with regular quizzes, tests, real-time practice, and many other things. So this is all about what we are going to do in future. But how can you join with us? You can join society, and after joining society, we are going to take your SIGs regularly. But if you are interested in other technologies like DSA, WebD, ML, graphic designing, Arduino, hardware, and many other things, you can simply join this tech week. You can run with this tech week, and in each day we are going to have some event, and you can join that event. You are going to you are going to fascinate yourself, and you can check in which field you have interest, and after that you can join that SIG, and you are going to get a good idea about it. So to register for upcoming event, you can you can visit this link and you can join the IEEE groups. So moving further, Nikhil sir will continue. Thank you.
Thank you, Sanat, for your deep and explanation on some basic and advanced problems. So now I hope you all are there and understood everything that all your mentors taught. So now we all will be having a Kahoot quiz based on concepts that every mentor taught today. So if one doesn't know about Kahoot, Kahoot is like KBC of college, in which we will be putting some questions in a quiz format, and I will be presenting a picture here for the demo of Kahoot. Rohan? Yeah, you can see for playing Kahoot, you have to connect with two devices. One, if you are watching this stream on laptop, then you can connect. Like we will send the link of Kahoot, and you can open it in your phone or any other device. The questions and the options for the following question will be shown on the YouTube screen. You can see as there, and the correct options will be displayed on your phone and any second device you are connecting it with. So if everyone is clear, please let me know on the chat so then we can begin with the Kahoot.
Yeah, one more thing, you won't require two devices right now. Like now, Kahoot has been updated, and your question as well as the options will appear on the same screen. So in
Okay,
case you
that's
have
great.
just
That's
one
great.
device, yeah, I've set it such that. All
Okay.
right.
So ask everyone, all your friends, so they can come and win the prizes. And for the we have allotted for the Kahoot winners. Okay. So I think we should send the Kahoot link quiz in the chat of WhatsApp, YouTube. Yeah, we will be sending link. Wait a second. Wait a second. Okay. Yeah, you can see first you have to put your nickname. I would request all to put your real names as a nickname, and so it will be easier to give the prizes for the winners. Yeah, I can see people are joining. So we will wait for a second so that everyone can join. Okay. In the meanwhile, we can have a
Okay,
speaker
hello
here.
guys.
Yeah.
I hope you all like the session which is going on. You are enjoying this. So I'm Ishita, membership coordinator at IEEE DTU, and I will just take a minute to let you all know about IEEE. So right now you are attending this 1 hour or 1.5 hour session of basics of programming. So if you become a member of IEEE DTU, you will be having such classes, weekly classes on various topics like basic programming, web development, machine learning, and many more. These classes creates an environment of consistent learning and growth. Similar to these, we have internship and placement sessions too for our members. You can check out IEEE placement stats for this year in the link we will be posting soon. So apart from this, we have various scholarship opportunities too. Additionally, for students who are interested in research, you will get the opportunity to publish your paper in international conferences under the guidance of professors who are also IEEE members. So, lastly, I would add IEEE is the largest technical society in the world, and you can even Google so. And having a PR from this society would really shine on your resume. Winding up, I'm adding the membership form in the link. So, looking forward to connecting with you all as the members of IEEE.
Yeah, thank you for such brief introduction about the society. So we will wait for few more minutes. I can see that more people are joining for the Kahoot. You can ask your friends so that they can also join.
Join fast, everyone. The prizes are for the winner of this Kahoot.
And do join with your real names. I can see
Yes,
that
yes,
there 1234J. So it will be difficult for us to recognize the real winner. And the winner,
yes,
they can take the screenshot and send them on IEEE DTU Insta handle
yes. You are going to be
to
featured
claim
on
their
the Insta
prizes.
as well as you are going to get some prizes.
Guys, we actually have a lot of giveaways for you guys, so you can ask your friends to join as well. Like, even if they have not attended the session, they can still join and play, given that they have filled the form, and they can win the prizes.
And the
So
quiz
you can
is
ask
based
your
on beginners. Yes.
yeah,
Continue.
yeah, it's a basic level quiz. Like, you will have really simple C++ problems, mostly related to the session. And even if you have an overall knowledge of C++, you can easily solve all of them. Like, not even a single question that is difficult for the basic programmer or the one who has attended this SIGA. So the game pin is 5292196, and we are sharing the link in the chat box as well, so you can join. In the meanwhile, in case somebody wants to talk to any of the membership coordinators, the contacts have also been shared in the chat box as well, uh, and they will be shared on the WhatsApp groups too. All right, so we'll be starting in a minute. कॉलेज कब खुलेंगे ये तो हमें भी नहीं पता, निखिल भाई. Let's go.
इसका वेट तो हमको भी है। Probably next month, bro.
Hopefully, if everything goes well next month.
अगर चाइना ने कुछ दिक्कत ना करी तो फिर खुल ही जाएंगे।
Oh, shout out to Mudit Tripathi bhai. Mudit Tripathi bhai, Mudit OP. अलग से डिमांड कर रहे हैं, अगली बार से भाई वो देना, तुम लोग सुपर चैट दोगे तभी शाउट आउट मिलेगा। 150 रुपए हमारी भी कमाई हो यार, ऐसे बिना खाने पीने के बिठा देते हैं।
इतना सच भी नहीं बोलना था ब्रो।
मुझे तो भी भाई
और
IEEE DTU says मुझे तो भी।
और अगर तुम्हें किसी डिफरेंट टेक्नोलॉजी जैसे AI, ML, वेब डी, रोबोटिक्स, हार्डवेयर जो मदद सारी कराएंगे, अगर उनमें भी इंटरेस्ट है तो यू कैन डू ज्वाइन। यू कैन गो टू IEEE Insta हैंडल एंड चेक द टाइमलाइन फॉर दीज इवेंट्स ऑल्सो। प्रमोशन भी
ऑलराइट,
कर
सो
रहे हैं बैठे बैठे।
हाँ बिल्कुल। लेट्स बिगिन द क्विज। ऑलराइट,
ओके या
सब तैयार हो, दिल थाम के बैठ जाओ, ड्रम रोल्स।
ओके। Oh, the first question will be on screen right now. So what will be the output? You can see the code, a tiny code, and you have to give the output for the following code.
Once, just zoom in it.
Actually, this is highest resolution it will get. No problem.
Okay,
Actually, this will be visible on their screens as well. So, in case
okay,
somebody
okay.
has just joined, the game pin is 5292196. All right, 15
Oh,
people
okay.
have guessed it wrong. Oh my god!
Oh,
And 8 people have got it
It
right.
was such a simple question. So, 8 people have
Yeah.
got it right. The answer is 024. Moving on to the next question.
We can see the Mudit is on table topper right now. Which one
yeah.
following is the correct syntax of including a user-defined header file? That is a simple one question.
It's quite simple. I think most
Yeah.
of the people will answer it.
Let's see how many of you get it correct. Like, they have literally
Yeah.
used this syntax in the SIG. Even I was listening.
Yeah.
Alright, 18 people have
Oh,
guessed it
yeah.
correctly. The angular braces.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
it's
is
quite
true.
amazing. Most of the people got it right. And we can see
Mudit is still
so
on the top. Shout out to Mudit
and
Tripathi once again. Mudit Topi.
Yeah, that's it.
anonymous is climbing up here. We can see
Yeah.
which one following is used to terminate the function declaration in C++. It is also a quite simple question.
देखो, इसीलिए दीपक भाई की बातों को हल्के में नहीं लेते. दीपक
I
भाई
think everyone will answer
have
it
taught.
correctly.
I think everyone has to answer this correctly. Come on. C plus है. There is one
और
thing
इसका
which is
आंसर तो
present
मतलब बहुत
everywhere.
फेमस है प्रोग्रामर्स के लिए मतलब
You have memes on this thing. You have jokes on this thing.
या
This
I'll
thing,
feel like
linguistics.
Considering the
suiciding if I
society,
couldn't
we
answer
just
it
a
as a
tool.
programmer.
All right. So 20
या
people have answered it correctly. The correct answer is semicolon. Semicolon is used to terminate every function, statement, and everything.
लेट्स सी एट
All
द
right.
टेबल और
Okay.
यहाँ
Yeah,
पे
Mudit
Mudit
बहुत
on
Tripathi
top.
followed by Rajat
स्ट्रीक मेंटेन
Sharda
करता है
followed by anonymous. Second से
anonymous
third पे आ गए. Mudit is on a
देन
streak.
सिमरन लगता है मदद
What
फुल
will be
फॉर्म
the
Mudit
है
is
output?
procoder like.
I think it will be visible on your screen. It may not be as much visible on my screen for the time.
It is a simple question based on if and else conditional problems.
ध्यान से सोचो. You'll get the answer. 17 answers. Guys, so the correct answer is inside if 15. So
50.
9 people have answered it correctly, and now we'll be moving on to our next question. So still, if somebody has just joined us, the game pin will be there on the screen, and we'll be sharing the link in the chat box as well, in the
Okay, the
YouTube
next
stream.
question. How many relational operators are offered by C++? Okay, this question is difficult if you don't know what is relational operator. और ये तो आज ही
I
सेशन
guess
में
I
बताया
guess
है तो
Ashu sir has told about that.
या
आशु सर ने बताया, यस आशु सर ने
तब
बताया।
तब तो सब
अनमोल
फ्रेश फ्रेश
वचन,
आए थे
18 people have answered, 18 people have answered, सबको भरोसा
जल्दी
है सर।
जल्दी
तो ये वाला सही है
They'll
और
end
4
up
वापस
सेकंड
में
रह
नहीं
गए
answering
बहुत
बस।
गलत होंगे
it correctly,
देखते हैं
hopefully.
कितने
All
गलत।
right, 12 people have answered it correctly.
और एक स्नीक पीक इसमें मतलब प्रो
Answer is
कोडर का ये आंसर
6
गलत निकला था
operator.
Yeah.
All right, so Shivan Dhawan is on second, Rajat Sharda is on third, and Anonymous has gone back to fourth, and still Mudit Tripathi is on the top. कोई हटा पाएगा क्या
मुझे बी
Mudit
लाइक
Tripathi?
बाहुबली
The saga continues.
The sixth question coming. See, in stands for मतलब ये तो इतना सिंपल है, अगर ये गलत कर दिया तो फिर कोई फायदा नहीं है।
अरे ज्यादा
just
सोचना
kidding.
ही नहीं है इस क्वेश्चन में।
हाँ।
इस क्वेश्चन में जितना कम सोचोगे उतनी जल्दी आंसर मिलेगा।
सही बात है,
फटाफट।
जितना सोचेगा
इक्कीस
It's
आंसर है
literally a basic question.
जल्दी जल्दी।
जल्दी बताओ, 10 सेकंड है। सबने जवाब दे दिए और करेक्ट आंसर है
हाँ।
Oh,
console
that's
input.
great.
24 people
Console
have
output.
answered it correctly. Great,
Oh,
great, great.
that's
किसी ने
great,
console
really.
I
output
feel
दिया
sad
है।
for that one person. Console out.
अरे माउस स्लिप होगा, माउस
इतनी
स्लिप
भी
होगा।
जल्दी नहीं
हाँ,
करनी थी।
कोई नहीं एक से तो बात नहीं
That's
हुई।
what she said.
मैं यहाँ पे स्ट्रीक मेंटेन करते हुए मुझे त्रिपाठी बहुत ही
All
सही।
right. So which of the following stores the longest decimal number? सबसे ज़्यादा लंबा decimal number. We have long,
Not
we have
only
short,
decimal
float,
but the
double.
longest decimal.
Like you have to tell the data type.
ध्यान से सोचना, ऐसे मत लगा देना कुछ भी, नाम देख के लगा दिया।
Because it's not what it looks like. All right, so the
Okay,
correct answer is
13
double.
people.
13 people have answered it correctly, and a lot of people have answered long. No, long is not the correct answer. Answer is double. All right.
Yeah.
So still maintaining the streak, Mudit Tripathi ji,
और एक
followed
फर्स्ट
by
ईयर 2K
Shivansh
21,
Dhawan, followed by
B13
2K21.
68 भी आ गया ठीक
Nice,
है।
nice, nice, nice,
Yeah,
nice.
so
Great.
many
nice.
people are
Alright.
coming up.
B13 बैच का नाम रोशन करते हुए।
All right, correct identifier. Which of the following is a correct identifier? कुछ rules बताए गए होंगे आपको। देखते हैं कि किसे वो rules याद है। पढ़ते थे छोटे मोटे तो।
Identifier is also known as the name we give to variables.
Yes.
Kahoot quiz की ट्यूनिंग बड़ी सही है।
बहुत
Okay,
सही,
19
बहुत सही।
people
Oh,
got
yeah,
it
सही
correct.
में काफी
Yeah.
सही है।
sexy.
वही
देखते
बस
हैं
4
first-
रूल होते थे। I remember one was that no special characters, no keywords, then starting
Integer.
only alphabets, underscore and integers, and starting with underscore and alphabet.
Yeah.
इतना याद रख लो,
Yeah,
ये
you're
काम
correct,
आएगा। Yeah, +1 for
तो-
me guys.
फर्स्ट ईयर भी है अभी लाइन में। चलो सही है, फर्स्ट ईयर थर्ड नंबर
चलो
पे
चलो
भी है।
चलो, let's go. So the second last question, let's see if the tables
What will
can
be the
turn.
output?
What will be the output?
It is a nice one question. Okay, you can
You
have
can see
to
the
put some
snippet
efforts.
on the screen.
We have discussed it also.
दीपक सर ने डिस्कस करा था।
दीपक सर ने डिस्कस करा था इसके बारे में।
भाई दीपक सर की इज्जत रख लो भाई, वरना हम दीपक सर के साथ फिर श्रद्धांजलि स्ट्रीम कर रहे होंगे नेक्स्ट टाइम।
देखते हैं दीपक सर ने कैसा पढ़ाया।
आंसर करना तो
I got my
देंगे
answer
अगर कोई गलत हुआ
earlier.
तो।
They all
Alright,
do
so
it
14
correctly.
people have answered correctly. चलो दीपक
Yeah,
बच
yeah.
गया। So 8 people have
अच्छा
answered it
पढ़ा।
incorrectly. False. Actually, the bit is shown basically, not the string of whatever it is, true or false.
Yeah.
So Anonymous is back on
Anonymous
second.
again.
Oh,
Rajat Sharda on third.
It's
Oh,
really very
वापस
close
आ
score
गए।
right now.
Anonymous
OGs are
Anonymous
back.
have
Like
overcome
Benzuke
Sharda.
Now see
Uh,
what will happen.
what will be the output? Last question of the evening. Chalo batao. What will be the output?
ध्यान से करना, वेरी क्लोज कॉल चल रहा है अभी.
चलो चलो. देखो मोदित त्रिपाठी को हम लोग प्राइज नहीं देंगे, डोंट वरी.
हाँ,
मोदी
कोई
त्रिपाठी
दिक्कत
वैसे
नहीं
ही
है.
आउट है, उसका टेंशन मत लो.
हाँ,
उसको शाउट आउट
मोदित
दे दिया, उसका
त्रिपाठी
हो
इज
गया.
द.
उसका हो
अरे
चुका शाउट
बेसिकली
आउट.
मोदित त्रिपाठी इज द इम्पोस्टर अमंग अस.
या
Chalo, hello, hi is the correct answer. Hello, hi. So 10 people have
Yeah.
answered it correctly. The answer is hello, hi, the output of that problem. And now we have the podium. So drum rolls. On
And
third, we have Rajat
Rajat
Sharda.
Sharda.
Rajat OP in the chat, guys.
Second
anonymous,
Followed by
anonymous.
Anonymous.
and
And on
then
the top, we have
Third
drum
says
rolls.
Mudit Tripathi.
Once
Mudit
again, Mudit
Tripathi.
Tripathi. Mudit Tripathi is on the top with 10 out of 10. Anonymous on
So
second with 8 out of 10. And Rajat Sharda on third with 7 out of 10.
And fourth
या आई
is
रिक्वेस्ट
Bhavesh.
ऑल द विनर्स अपना एसएस लेके IEEE DTU के इंस्टा हैंडल पे इसको आप डीएम कर सकते हैं, मदद के अलावा, क्योंकि उसको कुछ नहीं मिलने वाला.
Yeah,
And
yeah, guys,
fourth
and
just
was Bhavesh, I guess.
fourth was Bhavesh.
yeah, yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
All right.
Yeah.
So just take the picture of this and tag us. हमारा Instagram handle है @IEEE DTU, and we'll be reposting you guys as well, and we'll select a few entries and we'll give them something as well, like some of the giveaways and goodies as well. All right. So that's it for the Kahoot quiz, and
Yeah, that's it for the Kahoot. So if anyone want to ask any query in the chat box, you can do ask anything
So
about
guys, you can,
IEEE, SIGs.
it was the first day of Tech Week. You can
Yeah.
join regularly and you can get to know about more technologies, ML, WebD, DSA, hardware, Arduino, and more.
So I think everything is okay. No one has any doubt. So it's a wrap for today, I think. That's all from our
Yeah.
side.
Thank you,
And
You
guys.
can
Bhavesh,
do join tomorrow.
you can send your query at your group. You must be in a group, na? IEEE Tech Week group. You can send your query here.
And these are the
Yeah, we are
contact
going to
details of
open the
our
group.
mentors. If you want to join IEEE, you can contact them.
And you
You can
can
take
see
a
the recruitment
screenshot
code.
and approach
You
them
can
to join IEEE.
Yes, yes. And you can see here recruitment form. You can fill it ASAP. And how will we get certificate? Certificate will be issued, and you will get them accordingly. Don't be so panic about them. It's our responsibility. We will give you. So if still there is someone
Yeah.
who has not filled the attendance form, you can fill it right now.
If you will not fill the attendance form, you will not
Yeah,
get the
come.
certificate of participation in this event.
Yeah,
So
just
we are
please
just
fill it
winding
out.
it up. Fill attendance form first, boys.
Yeah,
Yes.
so now we are going to close it. Close it, right?
So yes. Thank you everyone for patiently
Thank you,
listening us.
everyone.
Thanks to all those people who stay connected with us till the end and enjoyed Kahoot. You all will get certificates and the winners will get prizes, some goodies as well. Thank you for staying with us till the end.
Thank you again and bye bye. Take
Yeah,
care.
thank you, guys. Bye bye. Nice to meet you.
Bye.
Thank you all.